Okay, this is kind of a fun one. We're going to make a collage. It's a really easy way to create an illustration that looks pretty terrific based on a whole bunch of clipped out pieces from stock photography. So I've got a basic blue background here in Photoshop, and I'm going to start adding layered elements. So I went to freeimages.com, which is this website here, and it's got just what it says. It's a whole bunch of mostly professional photographers who shoot things and then end up with leftover stuff that they've got model release forms for, and they just post it and say, use it if you want to. It's free. You can download all kinds of stuff. I searched for smile and got a whole pile of results. The stuff up here at the top, see where it says related images from stock, iStock, those are for pay. You have to buy those guys. So I recommend skipping those. Here are the free smile images and royalty-free stock photos. So you can zip around in here until you find something that you kind of like. I chose to look at this person who had a nice smile I thought that we could use. You just hit download and it gives you a chance to download the full-size image, and then you can open those up in Photoshop. So once you're in Photoshop, then you can say, okay, I want to grab, I got a flower for example, and I pop that in there. And then up in your layer attributes, you can fool around with what happens to that image if you change the way that the layer attributes work, the way that those two layers, the blue and the flower, interact. I kind of liked what was happening already, so I'm going to leave that alone, lighter color. I grabbed another flower. As you can see, I'm just kind of cutting these things out really badly with a polygonal lasso tool. Chop, 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 chop. But then what I'm doing with layer 5 is I'm adding a little bit of an effect to it, a little drop shadow effect to make it look like it's cut out and stuck on. So you can fool around with that a little bit. There's lots of controls in here inside drop shadow that you can play with that are pretty great. So fool around with that a little bit. Chopped another photo out here of a flower, stuck that on. I drew this in Illustrator and opened it in Photoshop and plopped it in. As you can see, that sunburst effect really works to draw your eye in. I grabbed this nice lady and plopped her in there, so she's got kind of a halo now. I desaturated the image so she no longer has color, she's just black and white. And then we started having a little bit of fun. So I chopped out a couple of eyeballs and stuck them on her. Here's the smile from that nice lady we looked at earlier, obviously much more saturated. A couple of eggplant earrings and maybe a big sign that says hello. The hello sign has an effect on it, outer glow. Let's take a look at how you get into that. Outer glow looks like this. Very similar menu. Gives you a little bit of a preview of what's going to look like. You can use screen here, which means it's going to lighten it. Color of, a yellowy color. How opaque it is. How much noise there is. In other words, how much speckling there is into it. So you end up something, I think, that's pretty successful, and it's so easy. Hope you had some fun with that. See you guys.